Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in the Garden here in New York City as we have here the second to last game of the entire Legends Showcase week. And a bit more on this one. This is the last game that features a preseason top 25 squad as we have Tennessee taking on preseason number 17 Gonzaga. Now before we dive into this game, let me talk a little bit about these teams. So Tennessee, man, former national champs from for a few seasons ago, actually. It's been a few seasons now. They had quite a run with their core being Yao Amigo, DeQuavion Mayo, and other names too. But now this is the turn of a new page, and even their three returners this year are now seniors. And unfortunately for them, they weren't able to really, how do I say it, build a youth movement. They only have one underclassman on the roster, 11 seniors, and that is including grad transfers. So this is a very old team for Tennessee, and Coach Brick is going to have to rebuild next year for sure now. This was his chance to rebuild. This was just more of like, let's just stay competitive. For Gonzaga, also a turn of the new page. DeAndre Markel graduated. Rex Renegade graduated. Let's see, who else? Matthew Gartner graduated. And then Jacob Huntington transferred out. All that they had left was Colt Bowers. And they brought in a whole bunch of new transfers. They actually have more of a youth movement than Tennessee does, oddly enough. Which I find very, peculiar. But, it is what it is. Both of these teams are talented, but neither of them are like their former selves from a year ago. Tennessee is significantly shorter. Same with Gonzaga. Gonzaga doesn't have a single 7-footer on the team. Tennessee has only one. So I guess we'll see how this thing plays out, and we'll talk more about these two teams as the game goes on. But it seems like right now we are ready to get things going here from within the mecca of sports. So let's get underway here, as this is the second to last game here in the Garden before the regular season officially starts up next week. And we'll go through these starting lineups. For Tennessee in the backcourt, Sid Vanilla and Josh Rodriguez. At the guard spots, Alexander Carter, Shamori Pons, and Martin Shire up front for the Volunteers. For Zaga, Trey Phipps, Colt Bowers in the back, Anthony Nixon, Devin Robertson, and Rashid Goins up front. Completely different look for both teams, really. Tennessee, more so like off the bench, but even then, like when you don't have Yao Amigo anymore, like that's not, I don't know how to say it. You no longer have a 7'6" behemoth that can really do it all, so it's one of those things. But anyways, Gonzaga's going to start out. They are rocking those black alt unis. They look really good. They look really good. And then Tennessee's just going to rock their classic away oranges. And that's a reach and foul there. Caden Mediger, senior, back again as Zaga head coach reportedly signed a 1-year extension. They're not sure whether he'll stick around or not. But that's a quick foul drawn by Devin Robertson on Shamori Pons. Devin Robertson, I'm trying to remember where he transferred from. He transferred from Tulane. Had a really good freshman year there. Is now going to Zaga. And he's expected to be one of their best players this season. Good first free throw for the sophomore. And for the most part, this team actually has a good bit of youth. Like Devin Robertson's a sophomore. Anthony Nixon is a junior. Rashid Goins, I believe, is a junior as well. Let's take a quick look at their roster layout, as Tennessee is just trying to get away from this pressure. Vanilla left open, deep 2 connects. And this up-court pressure by Tennessee is going to try and Gonzaga. Not this time. Trey Phipps, breaks away. Anthony Nixon, the southpaw, is going to spin in for him. Good shot. So yeah, Rasheed Goins and Anthony Nixon are a couple juniors. Devin Robertson's a sophomore, and then they got a couple freshmen on the bench waiting in the wings. But so the rest, they're just here for a year. Oh, good pass in, and that is not going to work out. Tennessee has become famously known for that type of off-ball action, as that's going to be a foul drawn on Sid Vanilla, and the Bulldogs are going to the line. Cole Bowers, the lone returner, former 5-star. In all honesty, I think the odds are against them. They could make a Sweet 16. I can see that for them. But they just lack a physical profile to do anything, how do I say, significant against the top teams that have the size and the skill as well. But they can always prove me wrong, so we'll see. Devin Robertson's only 6'10". Goins is only 6'8". Nixon 6'6", so that's fine. They have a 6'2" front court. That floater is off by Vanilla. But Gonzaga is fundamentally solid enough, I think, to beat the lower-end teams and maybe challenge some of those top teams. So we'll see. Here's Trey Phipps. 3-ball. Bang! That right there is the grad transfer from Oral Roberts. And he started for that squad when they were 15 seed and absolutely mauled 2-seed Penn State in that blowout upset a couple of March Madness tournaments ago. But of course, the team hasn't made it back since. I don't know when they will. That shot is missed from the mid-range. And there's a fast break opportunity. Here's Armani Shire draws the foul on Bowers. Armani Shire is a grad transfer from Indiana, but spent some of his earlier years at Stanford, where, unfortunately, he never had any help. But now comes to Tennessee as someone that could provide some floor stretching abilities. Let's put it that way. And Tennessee is going to need it, as now Shamori Pons is forced to play at the center spot. Good free throws there by the Texan. And double here by Tennessee as Gonzaga will get away from it. Good pass inside. Goins is blocked. And Tennessee recovers. Great defense there. And again, oh man, I thought I fixed this. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought we fixed that problem. I apologize. The thing is, if I try and fix it now, or try and fix it again, the feed will completely cut out, and I don't want that. So we're just going to have to roll with it for now. And oh, a little bit of a shove there by Nixon. No call there, and a miss by Goins. But yeah, with Gonzaga, they should win. Even with all this change, right? I think they should win the West Coast Conference. BYU is going to be good again. They're just not going to be as good as before. So I think Gonzaga is going to take back the WCC. That's a take and one by Rasheed Goins, the transfer from Dayton. And Shamori Pons already on 2 quick fouls. So the only 7-footer amongst both teams is already in foul trouble, which brings in the Florida Gulf Coast transfer, Sam Onu. But yeah, with Gonzaga, very rarely do you see them have like tough schedules, as Goins misses that free throw. But this Gonzaga team has got to go through, I'd say, some pretty good teams. Their first 3 games, as that's a 3. Ooh, what a shot right there. Who was that? That was Josh Rodriguez, the senior on this team. Bowers. Nixon, just going to quickly see what's going on out here. Goins trying to work again. That 2-ball off. Rebound. Robertson draws a foul on Onu. That's his first. AC needs to turn it on. Oh. Yeah, but if he's the only one turning it on, then That's a problem because he's the only one that's slated to return to the Tennessee team next year. So, but anyways, Gonzaga's schedule features Michigan State, at Xavier, Ohio State, and at Kansas State. Heavy hitters. Heavy hitters for the Bulldogs. Really, the only one that I give them a chance to win confidently is the game against Ohio State. That's a 3-ball. Missed. Rebounded down low by, I believe that is the freshman Alexander Carter. It's a good board. And this pressure by Tennessee just trying to get to Zaga. And, okay, I was worried that I'd have to do something there. It's tipped away. Still in the hands of the Bulldogs. Pass up. That's a deep 2 connects for Devin Robertson. He's a successor for DeAndre Markell, the Wooden Award winner from a couple of seasons ago. Deep 2 off the mark for Vanilla. But, yeah, some heavy hitters on that squad for Gonzaga. They're definitely going to be challenged and pushed. There have been a couple of seasons where they really had nobody to play against, and their record was just super inflated. But this time around, no, they got some challenge. No, they got a challenge on there. That's a deep 2, no go again. Tennessee's just forcing up shots early. I understand that they're open, but they're not hitting right now. 5 minutes in, Zaga up by 4. Here's Bowers. He's from Maryland originally, and so I assume that was supposed to be an alley-oop attempt because I saw somebody jump towards the hoop. That was a dunk by Carter. As he's gonna get some rest. Don't know who. Oh, that's Romad Dean, the grad transfer from Fordham. Oh, that was close to being. That was close to being half-court violation. It could have been. And Goins is going to take it again and draws a foul on Dean. So, yeah, I expect Gonzaga to win the WCC. BYU will challenge them, but really no one else. St. Mary's is back to being complete garbage. And the rest of the conference is just never really all that competitive. So, it's unfortunate for them. Sweet 16 at best for this Gonzaga team. I don't see any further than that. Good free throws by Goins. Now to talk about Tennessee, because this is an interesting case. So let's look at the schedule real quick. So they have to play at Iowa State, at North Carolina, at UNLV, at Memphis, at West Virginia, hosting Syracuse, at Boise State. So they got some heavy hitters there. That's a 3. I don't even see who hit that. I looked away at the wrong time. Nixon. Bro, Robertson. Good grief. Lord. Rodriguez spinning around. Rodriguez, that's a wild 3. Oh, my. All right, bro. Nah, AC's off the court right now, buddy. Got subbed off. And looks like Gonzaga's stuck in that Tennessee iceberg. So I'm going to have to take the shackles off of them. There. There and there. Yeah, Rodriguez has been a crazy ball player for quite a while now. So I don't know how Gonzaga kept that one in play. That's a feed. There you go. That's redemption for Robertson. So, and then the SEC is actually all around, I think, a little bit better this year. I don't know by how much, but I think a little bit. And it's going to be more competitive. Auburn is not this, juggernaut anymore. They're still good. I think they're still projected to win the SEC, but there's definitely way less separation between them and the rest. As that was almost lost by Phipps. Deep shot, Nixon, no. But yeah, some challenging games there for Tennessee. I think they win majority of them. That's a shot by Dean. Nope. And Onu with the rebound and dunk. The dunk-a-dunk. But in terms of what I project for Tennessee, it's tough. Oh, that's a rough miss right there. Tennessee on a 10-2 run. What am I thinking? What am I thinking for Volunteers? So I'm just gonna list teams that I have currently like in front of them. So for sure, oh, that's a nice 2. It's a deep one at that as well. I have Auburn. I'd say Auburn 1. I'd say LSU 2. Florida 3. Oh, they're frozen there. That's unfortunate. I couldn't tell. I'd say Florida 3. Bama 4. And then Tennessee. Oh, sorry. No. I completely forgot Mizzou. Hold up. Let me redo that real quick. So, Auburn 1. LSU 2. Florida 3. Mizzou 4. Bama 5. And then I'd have Tennessee at 6. That's my outlook on it right now. Gonzaga needs to go. They're running out of shot clock. Nixon just stuck in the corner. He's just going to chuck up a shot, ain't he? Yes, he is. That somehow almost went in. Auto board by Robertson. And that's Onu's second. So both of Tennessee's bigs are in foul trouble. That's highly unfortunate. Make a preseason conference rankings. Probably. Probably. Six isn't horrible. I just got to remember what other teams. I think I have Kentucky behind who other the other teams. So Kentucky like 7th. Ole Miss and Texas A&M got squads. And Vanderbilt. Yeah. Say Vanderbilt is 10th. Or no. Maybe I have Vanderbilt above Texas A&M. I'm not sure. Or maybe I don't even know. Texas A&M and Vanderbilt are like 9 and 10. You can switch them up. Ole Miss I have at 8. Kentucky I have at like 7th. What's a strip? Bulldogs on the move. Phipps draws contact. We getting free throws, and that's Dean picking up the foul. This is what Gonzaga does so much. They draw so many dang fouls, dude. Ugh. SEC, I think, is a bit more well-rounded this year. It's not top-heavy, in my opinion. Auburn, even as the best team in the SEC, as I project, is very gettable, in my honest opinion. LSU in that case too. So SEC is going to be a conference to watch because they're going to have to play. They also have like a larger conference schedule compared to their non-conference. That's a feed inside. It looks like that's Alexander Carter going to the line, and I think that's B.J. Omot, the grad transfer from Iowa, drawing the foul there. And there he is, the freshman, AC, number 4-5. Well, the first free throw, he gets it. Yeah, SEC is going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a bloodbath. Should be fun to keep track of. They're going to have to play 19 conference games, so you're going to have everybody play a good bit in the conference, so it's a good thing. Oh, that's a turnover. A rare turnover by Gonzaga, usually within Mettiger's system. That's a deep 2. No. Oh, it's blocked at the rim. Big block. Goodness. What is going to be a bloodbath? I had to walk away for a second. The SEC. Oh, 3-ball Phipps. Nope. Oh, that's a crazy rebound. Who was that? Oh, that's LeVar Lockhart, the grad transfer from Georgetown. That's a rebound. Three over to Zach Carter. May have been, but it's a miss either way. We're level at 27, by the way, through these first, like, near 10 minutes. We're getting there. Now, for Tennessee, my projection for March, round of 32 again. think it'll take something special for them to get to the Sweet 16. They just don't have the physical profile, in my opinion. D2, bang, good shot. That was that? Nuttell. Oh, Phipps breaks through. The attempted double. Oh, coast to coast, Trey Phipps. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's take. Over to Vanilla. They always run this like. They always run really good sets off the ball. That's another Carter bucket. Up to 8 points, pretty good. Diving in, that's a foul. Who's that on? That's on Carter, his first. And who did that? I want to say Justin Jeffries? Yeah, Justin Jeffries. I think this guy transferred from Loyola Marymount. So within the West Coast Conference. And first free throw is way off. Goodness. That was an ugly miss. It was, I'm actually a little bit sad that we didn't get to see BYU in this thing. It's unfortunate that the coaches didn't show up for the signups. I would have loved to see this new look BYU team. But, you know, it is what it is. Does Wichita have a coach? Nope. And I don't know what happened there, but some kind of turnover and Tennessee has the ball. Or no, maybe just a reach and foul, honestly. Now that I think about it. I want to see Cal as well. Yeah, unfortunately, their coach was a bum and also didn't show up. Seems like he's one of those that shows up every 4 seasons for recruiting, and then just disappears. Unfortunately, they had the best young roster in the country. Hard to argue with that. Anywho, diving in, that's some contact. Oh, and one for Nixon. What a take. That kid transferred over from San Diego, so he's also staying within the conference. Some changes here as Phipps is now back in. Carter's off the floor. Oh, was that his? Oh, was that his second? I hope that wasn't a second. Southpaw. We'll get that free throw. What a way to finish this contact, indeed. Pressure now. Up the court. Zaga looking to capitalize on current momentum. They swing it out of harm's way. And 2-ball, no. Another offensive board, though. I think that was Dean. Tennessee, even for the lack of fights, so far has been rebounding well on the offensive glass. But granted, again, remember, Gonzaga isn't all that big. So, everyone in foul trouble for this Tennessee team. Yep. And I think it's happening. Let me see. Yeah, it's happening. All right. Yeah, I got to take care of this. Unfortunate. Just aside. There we go. Should I continue doing it to the corner, or should I do it to the top of the key? Because typically teams run their action through the top of the key. Oh, well, it won't matter there because Rasheed Goins committed an illegal screen there, so that gives the Tennessee the ball back. Not many turnovers in this game for both teams. We saw Memphis force a whole bunch on UCLA right before, as that mid-range jumper is a bit short. Pushing it up. Oh, Phipps 3-ball. No, just a little bit too much on it. Just a tad too much. Now here's J-Rod. Oh, that's a deep 2. Nope. Another offensive board and another foul. I think that's Omar Brimmer, a guard of this Tennessee team who grad transferred from Colorado State. And now Bowers might have 2 fouls, so Jeffries is going to have to play. Probably the rest of this half. And Brimmer misses the first free throw. Both teams struggling a little bit at the free throw line. I'll switch it up top to key one time, then corner next time. I try to remember that. He hits one. Vanilla is now back in the game. Senior, who's now been with Tennessee for 3 seasons now. He originally played his freshman year at Maryland as Gonzaga is going back to the free throw line. They continue to draw fouls. As now it's Rodriguez that's called for it. I told the refs to tone it down. I mean, I guess Gonzaga is just simply contact seeking at this point. I guess it's what you got to do when you're going to be one of the smallest teams that is ranked in the preseason top 25. But dang, gets to a point. Back at it, and Rodriguez just completely blows by the attempted trap. Pass inside, 2-ball. That's a pretty shot. Want to say that was Romad Dean? Not sure, though. Romad Dean's a lefty. I don't know if I saw a lefty on that one. And once again. All right, so I remember what you said. We're gonna go top of the key this time. Although that could have been intercepted easily. I would have been at fault for that. Anywho, here's Phipps, top of the key. And backs up a bit. You gotta watch your space, buddy. Robertson 3-ball? No. Rebounded by the Vols. Now Tennessee running. Rodriguez draws a contact and one. These tall guards for Tennessee are cooking. It's already 8 points in this game for Big Josh Rodriguez, the senior from Indiana. 3-point play is there, and Tennessee leads by 2. And Phipps runs back into trouble, gives it off to Nixon. Bounce pass in, Goins, hop step in, and misses. Blanket coverage there by Tennessee down low. I believe that's Perkins sending it off to Vanilla. Top of the key. Over to Rodriguez. Another elite shot by J-Rod. Tennessee's success is going to be heavily dictated by the guard play. Gonzaga calls the first time out of the game. Oh, pardon me. Another one of those like few interruptions. So at least we haven't been having them as frequently, but they're still not very convenient. At least otherwise, the feed has been stable. At the very least, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, as you can see, this Tennessee team, at least against Gonzaga, they have been able to, how do I say this best, navigate around their foul trouble up front. Question is, will they be able to do it against a team that is not smaller than them on average? Gonzaga is like, Gonzaga's average height is lower than Kansas, and Kansas is pretty short for a top team, or for a ranked team. So I don't know. It's tough. That's a feed. Nixon still controlling it. Screen set, rolls around, settles for it. Oh, Pellets too. What a block! And they're on the break. Big slam for Mamadou Cisse. Excuse me. Thought that was Dean the whole time. Or they've been switching around. I don't know. Gonzaga's got to wake up. Tennessee's been on a run. That hook shot is way off. I think that's Tyson Darnell. That's one of those freshmen that Gonzaga picked up. And another foul and one for Armani Shire. And that's Devin Roberts at second. Thing is, I don't think they have a... Or is it a second? I don't even know. It might be, and they're just keeping him in out of necessity. I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest. Tennessee has been on what kind of run? This is something else. Shire's up to 9 points in this game. Phipps blows by. These Bulldogs got to wake up. Oh, that's a crazy pass inside. How do you not finish that? At least there's the offensive board, though, for Robertson. He's got 14 points. Rod at the SeatGeek logo. Bounce pass in. Vanilla 2-ball. Got it. Tennessee started off slow, but, man, they picked up so much steam, and Gonzaga has just not been able to get into a rhythm. All right. And speaking of it, this is probably one of the reasons why. But, you know, at least I know how to help them out. Nope, I tried to get it to the corner. The targeting is crazy. I got to do, like button-controlled passing or something like that. It is what it is. Anywho, here's Phipps at the top of the key. They gotta find someone. Mid-range jumper goes. Think that was Justin Jeffries. I'm not quite sure, though. Yeah, Tennessee shooting almost 60% from the floor is lethal. Gonzaga closer to 40%. Pass inside is tipped away. That time, Gonzaga executes defensively. Less than a minute to go. The Bulldogs looking to close this lead down. Phipps. Pass inside. Oh, it's a beautiful pass and a great slam by Goins. It was struggling a bit in this game, but that was an important flush. Bounce pass in. This time Vanilla gets it off. And it's another and one. And one after and one after and one. Tennessee has been converting through contact. Oh, but he can't hit that free throw, though. Gonzaga's got to push it. Shot clock is off. Let me try and slow this down, but it's in their nature to just operate quickly. Goins, that's a deep two. No, and Tennessee has a chance for points. Oh, but Vanilla runs out of bounds, so Gonzaga gets one more chance before halftime to close this lead down a bit. You can just see how Tennessee has been so efficient from the floor. Some finishes through contact, taking advantage of open shots. How can I get Louisville to the New Year's Six Bowl games? Simple. Win your conference tournament, or at least be one of the best runner-ups in conference tournament week. Anywho, time's winding down. Alley-oop to finish the half. That was beautiful. My gosh. That's one hell of a play to finish the half. I haven't seen that before. A buzzer-beating alley-oop. Anywho, Tennessee turned it up in the later stages of this previous half to take the lead. Gonzaga has been gaining majority of their points through from the free throw line, but have had to resort through other ways just to try and keep it within 5. And the Volunteers will start with the ball here. Robertson leading all scorers with 16 points. And with rebounds, too, with just 4. Phipps has 5 assists to Vanilla's 4. 2-ball off the mark. And Tennessee starts off with a miss. It was good. It was good action. Just good coverage by Tennessee. Ooh, Bowers crispy chicken wrap. And Robertson fouled on the shot. He's got an opportunity at 3. Apparently, Colt Bowers is a McDonald's ambassador. He showed us how that crispy chicken wrap should look. Bringing it back, limited time. He says, no, we need it full time. That's a 2-ball from Phipps. And the game is tied. Now to Vanilla. As they must respond. That's a block at the rim. Carter got denied. Bowers in the corner will give it up. Going through the contact off the glass. No, rebounded by Pons, who has to get warmed back up because he sat for majority of the previous half due to early foul trouble. Rod. And that time, Carter will not be denied. He flushes it down. Phipps runs around the coverage. Pass inside to Nixon. Gets it back. Trying to spin around. Off balance, way off. And Pons grabs the board again. Rod back at it again. Bounce pass in for Vanilla and is blocked. Rod recovers it though and knocks down the mid-range jumper. Give credit where credit is due. Gonzaga is flying around, but Tennessee is covering them very well defensively. Phipps is in trouble though. He's trying to get rid of this ball. Whistle goes, and did he just get called for the reach-in? That's outrageous. No, that's actually outrageous. How did he get called for the reach-in? Anyways, Tennessee ball. Okay then. I don't agree with that. Pass inside and a dunk by Sid Vanilla this time. For Sunday lunchtime, Tennessee is all about the jam, not the jelly. And they're stuck again. Highly unfortunate. All right, let's fix that. There we go. Switch it back. All right. Nixon in the corner. Pass inside. That's a good pass into Phipps. And it'll roll in for him there. Gonzaga finally back on the board after a couple minutes of being off it. Again there. Pons trying to work his way in. Draws a contact on Phipps, and he's getting free throws. Shamori Pons. Final year is this one for him before the league. Assuming he gets to a good enough draft grade to go. First free throw will go. It's tough to fill in the shoes of a guy like Yao Amigo, but he's been there with him for a good few years. Sure, he's learned a bit from him. And try his best to apply what he's learned and continue to lead this Tennessee squad. There's some pressure. They'll get rid of it in time. Nixon. Goings trying to work his way in. That's a pass. Foul and one, and Robertson's going to the line. Solid take by Devin Robertson. Bullied through the shoulder of Pons, and that's his third. Actually, a very good game for Devin Robertson, if we're being honest. 22 now for him. Rod over to, not sure who that is. Oh, now that's Pons in the corner, that's for sure. That's a pass. Carter will back it up. Rod, pass inside for Carter, and he flips it up and in. Bulldogs fell asleep defensively right there. And Phipps bottled up again. I got the controller in my hand just in case. And yep, we're gonna need it. Yep. All right, now this time we're gonna go to Phipps. All right, there we go. Let's see what they now do. All right, over to Bowers. Oh, unleashes a three, and he hits it off balance. What a shot by Colt Bowers. We haven't seen Gonzaga take a whole bunch of threes today. They need to do more of that, especially from the guard spots. And speaking of threes, that one is missed, though, by Shire. Now here's Nixon. As somebody's trying to get open for this Gonzaga squad. Pass over to Robertson. He's bottled up. Gives it up. Bowers, 2-ball, way off. Oh, but somehow Robertson gets the board but misses. Tennessee outlasts Gonzaga there in that possession. Rebounds are equal. Tennessee is shooting just a bit better from the floor. Rod wide open for 3. Somehow doesn't hit it. I'm surprised. He was left wide open. Bowers now trying to put some moves on. Gets the screen. Rolls her around through the contact. No. Rebounded by Rod. J-Rod. Now to Vanilla. They're setting back up again. And Oshimori Pons did not get his feet set there. That's an illegal screen. That could be his 4th. Unless someone else fouled Robertson a couple of minutes ago. Let's see. That was indeed his 4th. Wow. So Sam Onu is now back in the game, and he has 2 fouls to his name. Phipps meets Tennessee, and they rip him. Feed over to Rod, and he gets it. That was Alexander Carter on that joint effort with Josh Rodriguez. Phipps gets ripped again. Foul. And I'm not sure. I think that is Rod. J-Rod going to the free throw line. No, sorry. Excuse me. That's Alexander Carter going to get free throws. Incredible effort by the Volunteers. Carter will miss his first free throw, though. Man, a whole 11 minutes still in this ball game. He at least gets that one. Tennessee still clinging on to a 5-point lead. And Phipps now trying to work his way in. He does, and it'll spin in for him. A 3-point play opportunity is now waiting for him at the free throw line. I'd say for the most part, he's actually had a pretty solid game in his first one as a Bulldog. Good free throw. Back to leading by, back to being behind by only 2 points. More pressure by Zaga as they're trying to get to Tennessee, but Tennessee will escape it. Carter thought about driving in, but Nixon got there in time. Got to re-strategize now. Carter waiting for somebody to get open, but he'll back up as there is not much time on the shot clock. 5 seconds to go. Trying to put some moves on. Deep 2. Bad miss. That possession just went absolutely nowhere. And a pass inside. That's a beautiful one at that. And a good finish by Goins, and we're tied. J-Rod. Carter over to Vanilla. What a dunk by Sid Vanilla. He had a pump fake on that. Anybody noticed the details? And Nixon and the Bulldogs are frozen. Time to unfreeze them again. All right, this time in the corner. There we go. All right. Oh, that's a 3 by Goins. No. Offensive board by Robertson, though. Super tight game. Both teams have gotten runs in, but it's been tight. Oh, that's a corner 3. Vanilla connects. Phipps runs into trouble again. Has to give it off to Goins. Contact, and he shoves off a man, and that is a charge on Rashid Goins. Giving the ball right back to the Volunteers. And we just had another look at that beautiful 3 by Vanilla as J-Rod and Carter will get some rest. Now Omar Brimmer and Not sure who's behind them, honestly. Now on the floor. Vanilla, 2-ball blocked. Jeffries, one of the taller guards on this team, using his height to his advantage. In the corner now, Phipps will try his corner three. No, rebounded by Onu. Rifled up. Good pass and another mean block, but Tennessee still has it. In for Vanilla. Dunks it down again, Sid Vanilla. He's only 6'3". He's dunking like this. It's impressive. And so contact. They'll play through it this time. A 3-ball hoisted up. No. And rebounded by Shire. Tennessee rifles it in. Vanilla and Onu will finish. Tennessee with 7 straight points. Phipps. Robertson. And they're frozen. This time we'll play it up to the top. All right. Got to respond, Zaga. What you gonna do? Phipps will back up. No reset here. Got to get some off-ball movement. Phipps will toss it in for Goins. Goins with the post moves will get it. Less than halfway left in this game. We are over 50% done with the second half. Another deep shot connects for Vanilla from the opposite quarter this time. And same thing again. Good grief. All right. To Jeffries, and now let's see what they do. Rifles it. Goins to Nixon. Inside. Robertson off the glass, and it'll bounce in for him. Runs into a double. There's Brimmer. Vanilla has been hot lately. Brimmer tries his own three, and Tennessee has hit their last 3 deep shots. Phipps caught up again. He's going to try and play through it. Does for the moment. Phipps has got to try and help his team get out of this funk. Goings backs up. Rifles it. Robertson is blocked. Phipps though comes up with it and misses. Gonzaga has hit a snag. Brimmer. Pass inside works out. Tennessee up by 11. Nixon's got it. And we'll go through some contact. Robertson trying to fight through. He does. It should be called a charge. No. Still a Gonzaga ball. Robertson misses, and another board for Tennessee. The Bulldogs are completely out of sort. That's tipped away by Phipps. What a terrible time to give up a run like this. And yeah, let's look at that Tennessee three-point shooting. It has been en fuego. And again, apologize for that. Hasn't happened in a while, at least that. Five minutes, 43 seconds left in this ball game, and Tennessee has ripped off a monster run. Ass inside, almost tipped away. Off the glass, somehow goes in. How are they making this happen? It is ridiculous. The kind of buckets that Tennessee is making. 2-ball by Nixon is off. Gonzaga is just rattled. Top of the key 3-ball. That time it misses. Could not keep the streak going. Nixon over to Jeffries. Oh, we just had it again. That's unfortunate, as Jeffries is going to get some free throws. Bulldogs are finally going to get an opportunity to put some points on the board. Not sure why it's happening now. Hope that doesn't happen again. And Onu will come off the floor for, I believe that's Mamadou Cisse. Now Jeffrey's at the line. We'll get the first one. I mean, it's enough time for Gonzaga to make a comeback. And the problem is just that defensively they folded, and offensively they've taken a whole bunch of terrible shots, which is an issue. They're trying to apply the pressure to J-Rod. He's in trouble. He'll get rid of it in time, though. Carter, fadeaway two, connects. The freshman putting his contributions in. Bowers takes a contact. Will fight it off, and Gonzaga's going to call a timeout. 13-point lead for the Vols. We are entering the final stretch of this game. Preseason number 17 has struggled as of late. It's unfortunate to see in terms of for Gonzaga. I think they, besides those certain like terrible stretches, they played decent basketball, but this has just gotten to them. The constant pressure, the relentlessness by Tennessee, even though they're not as big as before, they still got some decent size to them. Onu and Pons are some big boys. Shire's not small in his own right. Gonzaga is going to have to start hoisting up a bunch of deep shots. At least off the glass and in. We'll go for number 22. Number 22. Who is that? Who is that bucko? Who's that bucko? Number 22. It is... Oh, Jan Farrell. That's a pass inside and another dunk. Dunk-a-dunk. So that's Carter that slammed that thing down. And we got it again. Indeed. Man, highly unfortunate. It's got to get into the hands of the guy that you trust the most, and I almost turned that ball over on behalf of Gonzaga. That's tough. They got to do something. It's a screen set by Lockhart. Phipps will drive in. We'll get the foul. That's Dean picking it up. And sometimes it's called one way or another. It's never, they're never consistent on those occurrences, but you know, whatever. Trey Phipps, he was 5 and 8 the last time we saw. He's missed his last 3 and has not taken many shots since. He's getting free throws up, and with less than 4 minutes to go, time is running low for the Bulldogs to make something happen. You will get those, though. And pressure up the court. Gonzaga's cannot just let him go like this. Too easy. Oh, set the way, though. Can they keep it in? Yes, but for Tennessee. Deep shot. Off the mark. They got to run. Pushes it up. Here's Nixon. Not much for a three-point shooter. He'll give it up, though. Fadeaway 2-ball goes for Robertson. He continues to get some buckets. Gonzaga now down by single digits. Can they come up with another stop defensively to keep themselves in this game? Pass inside. Down low. 2-ball goes for Rodriguez. Absolutely unfazed by that defense. Phipps runs into some trouble. Will give it off to a teammate of his. And again. It's so unfortunate. It completely disrupts the flow of the game. It's highly unfortunate. But you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do. Phipps. Robertson wants to work his way in. finds himself taking a incredibly difficult shot that somehow goes down. That's incredible. He's up to 30. Carter's leading Tennessee with 19 points. What a debut for the freshman. In the corner, Vanilla, free, and the foul is drawn on Robertson. And that will be Alexander Carter going to the line. What an impact player this kid has been in this game. First free throw goes down for him. Now to put the Volunteers back up by 11. He will. Zaga's got a run. Phipps breaks through the double. Passes it up. Goins will finish that play off. Two minutes and change left. They got to find a way to stop this Tennessee attack. Pass inside. Vanilla. Mid-range shot. It goes. Gonzaga and their defense is just completely faltering. Bowers inside. Goins forces up a two. It misses. With every single miss and defensive lapse, their chances are slipping away as Shire has a three-point opportunity to probably seal this one for the Volunteers. He got it. Phipps and the Bulldogs. We've got a lot to figure out. They'll do all right in West Coast Conference play, but they're going to have to act sooner rather than later because of their non-conference slate. It's a good two by Bowers a few seconds ago. That's a deep two. That time is missed. But they got to run. They got to run, and Phipps loses it. Shire gliding through it and getting the deuce. I think this one's done. Rifles it. Deep three. Got it. Goins hits his first three. And the Bulldogs are going to foul as Phipps is on his fourth. That's going to send J-Rod right to the line. Josh Rodriguez and Alexander Carter both have been excellent. Got to give flowers to Sid Vanilla, too. He's hit some key shots in this game. And they did this without Shamori Pons on the floor for a good part of this game. Tennessee just needs one more bucket and they get to a hundo. And it's turned over and they're going to get the chance as it falls into the hands of the most secure free throw shooter that Tennessee has. Change is made. Trey Phipps' night is done. And Tennessee is about to break 100. Triple digits by Tennessee in the preseason. That offense came to play today. 101. And Rodriguez now exits the game. Grayson Allo, the graduate transfer from North Texas, will now step in. And a little last gasp as Jefferson will get some free throws. And that's Carter's fourth, but I think at this point, you're not really concerned about that. The job for the most part is done. So this is an encouraging result for a Volunteer squad that is trying to find and figure out their new identity as Jeffries just misses that free throw. And they're continuing to foul. Okay, then. I mean, if you want to give Tennessee more points, then you can go ahead and do that. Not sure who this bucko is at the free throw line. I think that's Cisse. Yeah, that's Mamadou Cisse. Mahamadou Cisse, excuse me. I said 7 points this game. All right, so he's contributed a little bit. Good for him. Good free throws by him. They're up by 16 now. Gonzaga just trying to play through the rest of this clock. Darnell passing it around. D3 by Kosenko. Offensive board. Blocked. Still missed. And that time they finally get some points on the board. But they've waved the dogs off. Shot clock is off. Tennessee has got the job done. Folks, remember we have one more game in the Legends Showcase that will be happening later tonight once I am back from work. Maybe around 10, could be a little earlier than that, we will see. But man, this has been quite the showcase. We've seen some great performances for the most part. Congratulations to Tennessee for getting the preseason dub over a preseason ranked opponent. Carter gets player of the game, and Trey Phipps was 1 assist away from a double-double. Impressive. And yeah, Gonzaga's just gonna have to learn how to figure out their how to play through their size deficiencies. Let's put it that way. If they don't, it'll be a short season for them nationally. They have the talent to do so. Tennessee is definitely looking the part offensively. They look really good. Really good. So yeah, Washington versus Baylor is the last game that will be happening later tonight. But until then, folks, have a great rest of your Sunday. And I hope y'all pulled up for the conclusion of the Legends Showcase. I will see you all later tonight.